All right, guys, so I just finished my coffee and it is time to get rolling again with the video stuff. It has been a while. I have not been able to film. Well, that's just a simple excuse. I did not film because I was not in the mood of it and we were pretty busy, so I thought, yeah, let's just not do it, which is pretty shameful maybe, because I told you guys that I would film more and more, but it got less and less. Yeah, so well, I hope you can forgive me. I'm back. Now, there has been a lot of changes in the past couple of weeks or maybe already months since I've gone away. So we were dieting and we are dropping down further and further right now. So we are moving. We are definitely not really planning out a competition just yet. I don't really know if I want to compete this year, but we are definitely going stage ready. So I do want to get as lean as possible still, so we can have a nice start point for our building phase coming up. Now, we are moving along today with a full day of eating from a recovery slash rest day, little refeed, because we are definitely dropping way too hard. I did drop over 1.4 kilos over the past 3 days. So a lot of water weight dropped, a lot of glycogen dropped, and my sleep is actually very much dipping down now. So we do want to really get a little bit more freshen up. Kuba set my step goal at 6,000 today. Now, for me, as the busy bee I am, I'm not really able to get that low, probably, because I'm already at 1,700 right now, and I did not really do any excessive extra steps. So we do have to go to the grocery store today because our chicken and our blueberries are gone, which will be a coffee date as well. So we will take you there as well. But yeah, trying to stay under 6,000 steps for me is a big problem because I am really that guy that's always on his feet. Yesterday I had lower steps as well, but not with extra foods. And at the end of the day, I got 10,000 steps already without really trying. I do have to say I did my 6,000 steps fasted in the morning before, but after that I really did not do anything else than just lay on the couch, sit on my desk chair and work out, because we had a massive leg day yesterday, which I will probably show you a clip of right now in just a second, because my leg press finally is fully in. I am locked in. I know how to execute it 100%. Last 2 reps of it were a little less controlled to my liking, but the form and the overall power and pressure I can deliver on that machine at Empire Gym is amazing. So we are definitely stepping up on the leg training game, which is I think is visible in my legs as well right now, because we made a lot of progress over there, as we should, because my legs were lagging behind. If I see pictures from last year's prep versus now, my legs were totally withered away, not really much left of it, but now they are really fully back in and shredded already. So the only places I hold my fat right now is on my stomach and on my lower back. That's the last place where it goes, a little bit on the glutes, so definitely some progress to be made. But yeah, the timeline says that I still have 5.5 to 6 weeks of dieting, and then we should be contest ready. Now, I definitely will make that because we are on the move. We did only do, I think, 1 drop in calories after the initial drop. So we did 2 changes to the diet post building phase, and we are still rolling. We're still rocking and rolling and dropping body fat as quick as possible. So that's great. Had a couple of refeeds, and now it is today also time for a refeed. Now, a lot of other stuff happened in the last couple of months, because we did actually reach over 100 clients with our coaching business. So that's a great milestone for us that we wanted to achieve, and we already did it. So it was actually set for before the end of this year, but yeah, we made it. So big congratulations for ourselves here. We do really like and love our clients, and we are very happy to have them all. Because also last Sunday we had a team day, which you will probably see some updates on my Instagram. We had a massive team day, 60 people showed up. We had a great day with everyone. We had some goodie bags and everyone had some value taken away from training, from some exercise tips, etc. A large community built up there, and we did really receive a lot of feedback that everyone is very happy with the coaching. Everyone showed their love to us. We did actually receive some flowers and some stuff, so it was very amazing that everyone showed up and everyone was so excited to be there and to be there with us. So yeah, it was a great weekend, and now we are definitely not done, because we are still building forward and we are still moving upwards the scale to reach new levels with our coaching as well. Today I will take you guys with me with a full day of eating. I will show you my breakfast in a second, because I did already eat it, which was 100 grams of rice, 225 egg whites, 1 whole egg, 5 grams of pistachio butter, some paprika, and 100 grams of strawberries, with topping a little bit of onion. I don't know how you call it in English. The small green onions, forest onion, I don't know. But that tastes amazing. I take that with 2 meals right now. And the paprika is an extra I did add because there was no veg in that meal. And just eating just eating eggs with rice with no real color is really not that appetizing. So the 50 grams of paprika really changes up the meal. Bell pepper, I think I should say. So that was a little addition. The rest of the day, I got the plan of Cuba right here in front of me. We will have, instead of, the 100 grams of rice was extra rice on the first meal. Normally on a rest day, I do not have that rice. Meal 2 will be 100 grams of cream of rice, which would actually been 50 grams with the normal setup of whey, berries and dark chocolate. Then meal 3, which will be eaten later today, will be 100 grams of rice with 175 grams of beef mince and 50 veggies. Then I have 2 potato meals, one with 200 grams of potatoes and 50 grams additional rice, and one with 300 grams of potato, which is also 100 grams of extra potato. And then my pre-bed remains the same. So that is the setup for today. I will take you along, so stay tuned and let's see where we go today. Macro, I think, and it will be the Hanos, because the chicken from the Hanos is the amazing one, but the wild berries from the macro are great. So yeah, grocery run, resting day. Alright, so my next meal is cooking up in the air fryer, which is my 300 grams of potato with 175 grams of chicken, 50 veggies. And what I usually have is 50 grams of avocado, but Cuba took it out because we have a refeed, so less fats today, a little less calories than needed. Actually little less calories, because we just don't need extra calories. We need extra carbs to recover more. Now what I always add with my potato meal is some extra garlic sriracha. I really love this one. It is pretty low calories. I think it was around 100 per 100 grams. Look at the right. 142 calories per 100 grams. I factored this into my plan, so it is always every day the same 15 grams with 2 meals on my rest day and 1 meal on my training day. So this will go on today. I was a big fan of the zero sauces from Rabeco, but less sweeteners. I think I did cut back on the sweeteners because I do like my Cola Zero and I'd like to spend it there. Too much sweeteners can cause some gut issues, some problems with digestion, which my digestion actually is really way much better now. Because we did some dietary changes as well, but besides that, this one is just way nicer as well. So I keep this in with 2 meals on my rest day and 1 meal on my training day. Now, those sweeteners did affect me a little bit, but the biggest factor in my diet that changed up my digestion a lot is that I took out the peas I had. I had green peas every day with my last meal my last savory meal, and we took that out. We made it into pumpkin, and I added some paprika and some onion with some meals to have a little bit more of diversity in my plan, which actually made it all 10 times better. My regularity is great now, stool quality is great, no issues there, and overall I'm a happy person about it, because it is a really pain in the ass, literally, if it is not flowing well. So I think my potatoes are done, so I can show you my meal. Which was the 300 grams of potato. And I'm gonna show you what I've got right now. And there you have it. No fruits with this meal. That's a standard on rest days, 2 meals without fruits, unfortunately, because I love my fruits, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna eat this now, and then we're gonna go to the macro and Hanos. Also get some coffee there. Love it. All right, guys, so we are at the macro. We just did our shopping at the Hanos and the macro. I was planning to take you along, but we went in, got our coffee, got our stuff, got out. So no time to film, but it is time for the next meal. So what we have right now is the 200 grams of potato with 50 grams of rice, jasmine rice that is, 175 grams of chicken, and 50 veg from carrots and green beans. This is it. A little bit of the sauce, and we are set. So what we got with the shopping, we got blueberries, we got chicken. Only 3 bags were left, so we gotta have another trip next week, I think. We got some coffee, we got some Cola Zero, 1 can a day at least, maybe 2. I cannot really hold myself sometimes, but yeah, I like my Cola Zero. Pepsi Max that is as well, because I like that better, a little bit sweeter. What else did we get? Fruits. We got our blueberries, yes, but we also got our strawberries, fresh strawberries, 1 kilo trays. I noticed that the store-bought ones are really overdate very quickly, not edible anymore. So with the quality they have here, we just got 2 cases, so we can have a full week of strawberries every morning. Now, what else? Did I forget anything?
No, I don't think so.
That's it. Another bottle of the sauce, but that's it. So, oh fuck. Time to eat. I'm hungry as always, because when you eat a little bit more food, when you're not used to it, you definitely get more hungry. But yeah, we gotta deal with it just by eating. So next up, the meal, then a drive home, then you have your massage, and I can do some vacuuming, because that's also on the planning today, if steps allow it. So let's see, and have a nice meal, and yeah, a good drive home. All right, let's go. All right, so we are home again. Now, I was thinking about showing you guys what we've got from the stores. So here we have our strawberries, 2 cases, 1 from each store, because we saw the second case was in a discount, so we took that as well. We have an extra pineapple. The best ones are at the macro or the Hanos. They are way bigger. If you compare it to my hand, it's as big as my hand, and way more sweet, so lovely. Decaf coffee beans, some faje, 2 bottles of sauce. Now I found this one. It is the barbecue chili sauce, which has 134 calories, so quite interested in that one. We have 2 trays of Pepsi Max, also with a discount, so why not? And then our freezer bag filled with pumpkin, butterscotch, squash, wild blueberries, 8 bags, because they are going hard. Then we have 4 bags of the roasted chicken fillet and some green beans down below. Oh, and also they had these berries at the Hanos, which is also the small ones, which is what we love. So let's try that out as well. So I'm gonna unpack, unload and get everything in the freezer, and then I'll see you guys with my next meal, which will be cream of rice. So quite excited for that. Ooh, look at that. There we have my cream of rice meal. Awesome. 125 cream of rice. I could really not decide what way I was gonna take, so I took the both. Which is 40 grams total, 150 grams of blueberries, my cinnamon, my salt and some extra dark chocolate. I'm gonna watch some YouTube with this. Yeah, I think this is probably one of my favorite meals of the day. Well, I can tell that about almost every meal I'm eating because I just love my meal plan. And one key thing for adherence to your plan is having a meal plan that is nice, that you like and that you want to eat every day. For example, my rice with beef meal is also my favorite meal. My breakfast at the moment, my rice with egg, is also one of my favorite meals. The potato, I love them. So all the foods that are in my plan are all nice. I enjoy every single bite of it. Even in off season as well, all the meals are always pretty nice. If you make it taste good, if you make good choices with the food you buy, then you always can have a good meal plan and a good setup for daily use. It doesn't have to be boring. It can be boring if you like it, but if it's tasty for you and you can eat it every day, then it is very likely that you can stick to the diet. Now, my berries are defrosting, so I'm gonna eat and I'm take you with me for the last 2 meals later today, which will be the beef meal and the pre-bed meal. All right, we are upstairs because we cook upstairs and we like to heat up this meal in the pan. And the next meal consists of 100 grams of jasmine rice, 175 grams of ground lean beef, 5% mince, 50 grams of pumpkin, and 15 grams of the green onion, which looks like this. So that's going in as a treat. Now, with all those meals, I do always take 1 cap of magnesium. So my total daily intake is high enough for me to have a good relaxing night of sleep and every benefits that magnesium brings us. Now, in the background here is the steamer. It's cooking up our potatoes, which is done. So let's open that up. Nice. So the potatoes are ready for the upcoming 3 days, which is also easy. It's a great tool which we use because we have the luxury of it right here. Now that can cool down and then it can go in the fridge. And for now, time for the next meal. So let's go. And then it was 7 o'clock, time for the last meal, because we like to wind down for at least an hour before we go to bed, and we go to bed at 8:30, somewhere around that. So time for the meal. What I've got here is 75 cream of rice with salted caramel flavor from Supplement Needs. Then I have the whey protein isolate from Invexis, chocolate coconut flavor, which is actually pretty nice, different texture than I'm used to, but it goes well with the cream of rice. 75 berries, 150 berries total. And I made a creamy of 30 grams of chocolate whey. So this is how it looks. We've got 15 grams of dark chocolate there, some sauce from Rabeco, and the protein and carbs. We are going to enjoy this meal. Well, I'm gonna enjoy this meal and Frederique is going to enjoy her Greek yogurt meal, which is that. And then we are going to sleep. Well, this video is probably a lot of food clips of just me presenting you my meals. Tomorrow morning I will film myself as well because it is check-in time with the coach. He wants to see what this refeed has done. So, very curious myself as well. My weight this morning dropped to 93.1 kilograms. So, curious what it will do overnight. Let's see each other in the morning and have a good evening. Alright guys, good morning. It is the next day and I just did my fasted steps. Just 3,000 this morning because I am guessing Kuba is wanting to reduce steps today as well. Not sure, so maybe I have to get them done later today, but for now 3,000 is enough. My legs feel better, feel rested, way better than yesterday or the past few days. Because yesterday my total steps were around 7,000 I think. So pretty big reducing of steps, but they were needed. Also the food was needed because I slept like a baby last night. I got a solid 7 hours and 10 minutes with a sleeping score of 80 today, so that's great. Feeling reborn. So that's a big difference from the past couple of days actually, because there were not all that great nights of sleep. So I just took my check-in pictures, which I will show you on the screen, and I'm quite happy with the look. I don't think that I'm fully filled out or anything, but definitely dropped a lot of water weight over the past few days and the look is very sharp. So posing is going well. I'm getting a little fixes in my back shots. My shoulder stays stuck behind a little bit lower than the other side, so I can compromise a little bit by just pulling it up. There's something wrong with my shoulder, I think. So that's something we're going to figure out today actually, because we do have an appointment with a physiotherapist who is very much specialized in bodybuilders and special cases. And he will look at my shoulder this afternoon to see if there's something stuck in my shoulder or in my back, in my lat, anything that prevents me from rotating backwards like this. Because when I do this already, it feels a little bit tense. This side is no problem, but the other side has some difficulties with rotation. So probably something not firing well or anything a little bit inflamed, or I don't know. He's gonna tell me, I hope. So that's for this day's planning. I do have a PT session first and my own training session as well. So a very packed day because we are away from home today, but a very fun day as well because I'm quite excited that I can really get it looked at right now. Because it has been bothering me since, I think, 3 years right now. 2 or 3 years, and it's because I fell skiing. So not a recommendation for bodybuilders to go skiing, because it is definitely something dangerous. And if you want to train for longer than just a few years, you probably want to stay away from the dangerous situations. But it's too much fun to not go. So I'm definitely always falling into the trap of going and then falling a few times. So something we have to deal with, I think. Now, I am just ready for my morning coffee. I do have my espresso here, which I'm going to enjoy very much because it's my favorite coffee still. From my Nespresso cup, well actually it is my Starbucks cup we got in Milan at the special Starbucks store there. So it's a special cup with special memories. I love the look, I love the memories attached to it. So it's my daily morning espresso cup, which is lovely. Now, plans for now. I'm going to eat my breakfast because Kuba always replies a little bit later than that. So I do have to get my first meal in because the planning is a little bit pulled forward. So I have to leave home earlier than usual. Gonna eat breakfast, then I'm gonna wait on the reply from Cuba. I will update you guys on what he said, and I will probably take you along today a bit as well to see a little bit of today. Now, breakfast is going down. I'll see you guys later. All right, so Cuba replied and we have filled out enough. We are fresh, we are ready to push on. So we will be back on plan as usual today. Now, if my weight drops further tomorrow before leg day, he wants me to do reduced steps, but further than that, it is on, game is on. We're pushing on. So we're gonna see a nice shift in body fat in the upcoming week again, I think. My body is really in the groove of things, so we are moving forward pretty quickly, pretty nicely. So when I look at my timeline, and I got it in front of me here, let's see here. This diet phase is not really intended as a prep phase like a contest prep, but if we see the timeline, then we are at week number, let's see here, number 12. So that's week number 12. In total, we would cut it for 17 weeks and be pretty much shredded. Well, 17 weeks for a diet phase to get contest lean is pretty quick. So I'm very happy that we are able to do this like on this way. No crazy things. We just had one reduction in foods after the initial drop in calories after the building phase. So that's amazing. My body is still responding, still moving forward, still moving along. So we are definitely on the right track. And we are probably, we are definitely going to make it. So very happy with this right now. For now, I have some client work. I just did some check-ins with my clients that are also in a diet phase. Some guys need some extra attention, so I make sure that I reply as soon as possible so they know what to do for the rest of the day. So they are on the way, they can push on, and now it is time to do some small bits and then go make a little bit of meal prep for this day, because I have 2 meals on the road and then I will be back home. So 2 meals to be prepped. My potato meal, as always, will go in cold, and my post-workout meal, obviously. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I will take you to the gym to show you what we will be doing, I think. Maybe, not sure just yet if I would do that. If so, I will show you some clips. Otherwise, we will see each other after the training session, where I show you my post-workout meal and I will take you to the therapist. Alright guys, so I'm now at the performance method. It is very, very nice weather, so I just did a big walk around the park near here to get my steps in, because people said I still have to do my 15,000 today, so we're a little bit behind, but that's no issue with this weather because it's lovely. I can just walk outside nicely in the sun. I'm getting a real nice tan right now, so that's also a good thing. Now, the performance method, Ruben van Wiel, he has he's an old friend of mine actually from the gym, so we spoke a lot, and he is able to help me, I think. He's probably one of the best guys in sports performance and movability performance stuff, I don't know. So, very curious what he has to say about my shoulder and about the movement problems that we are having right there. I'm not gonna take you guys inside, and I fucking forgot to film the rest of this morning. So I already did my session. I did have a nice session with my client, and now it's done. I had my post-workout meal, I had my walk, so cannot redo it, so I'm not gonna film anything else like that today, but I will update you guys on what he has to say for me in a few minutes, and then you guys know what the situation is around the shoulder. Hopefully I do myself as well, because it impedes my posing a bit, it impedes my training, and I think it's also impeding a little bit of growth from my left side. So if we can get it fixed, it would be a great thing. Now, time to get inside and let's get checked out. Alright guys, so I'm back. Now, what did he have to say? There's a few little things, but mainly my serratus muscle is a little bit weaker in the shortened range. So that means that with my pressing work and with my pulling work, the serratus is just not really firing. So I have to scoop a little bit more with my elbows downwards and my serratus forward to make it work and to make it stronger, which ultimately will improve my training immensely. With chest training, for example, I will definitely have better contractions and better activation of my chest alone, but also it will strengthen that muscle and it will make it more stable, which means that my body is more capable of the rotation that I want to get. Instead of pulling my shoulder upwards, it can keep down and really rotate backwards. So some stuff to work on with some exercises that I'm already doing, some little tweaks to it to make it stronger, and some extra work to make it better. Very, very educational today. Very much learned about training and about you're just using the serratus in general. So very happy with it. It took an hour and it was an hour well spent. So very excited. If you know that whenever you need something on just general movements or any issues you have with rotation or anything else, knee problems, hip problems, you can go to Ruben van Riel. He is one of the best in this country. So right now, time for my next meal number 4. It is my potato meal. As usual, 200 grams of potato with 175 grams of chicken and 50 veg, with a little bit of my lovely sriracha, and I have 100 pineapple, the fresh one from the macro. So time to enjoy this, drive home, get some steps in, get some work done, and then it's already time for the next meal because it's a small hour's drive home. So good one. I'm gonna enjoy my meal, and I'm gonna probably end this vlog over here because there's not much to film the rest of the day, and I think I want to get this out pretty quickly, so time to edit as well. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, have a wonderful week, and we see each other next time.